Hi, I'm Rebecca Brand, and today we're going to make milk. We're going to make milk out of nuts, out of rice, out of pumpkin seeds, out of all kinds of things, because this is a universal recipe. It's the coronavirus, and it's not always easy to get fresh milk. So with some dried ingredients you probably already have in your pantry, we're going to make this. Follow along and cook with me. Well, we're not cooking, are we? We're making milk without milking the cow. These are some really good examples. I've got a coconut milk here, I've got a pumpkin seed milk, and almond milk. Well, that was the obvious. And I've made some thick almond cream, which is divine in coffee. I've made pistachio milk and walnut milk. Think of the possibilities. Check out what's on this plate for some more. There's rice there. You can make milk out of brown rice or white rice. Those little green things are pumpkin seeds. And then we have pistachios that have been shelled, of course. And cashews, creamy cashews. And my favorite is coconut milk. And don't forget the Quaker oats. This makes great milk. It's all the rage. In all the coffee houses is the oat milk. Now, isn't this great? And cereal. And it doesn't have to be oats to have it in your cereal. And the ingredients are just so simple. It's whatever that thing was and water. Sometimes you might want to add a little sweetness. I end up throwing in some dates, and I'll show that recipe. But my goodness, you could use stevia, agave, honey, white sugar, brown sugar, anything you have. You don't have to go to the store to make this. This recipe is good universally to have milk in the house any day of the week. It doesn't have to be milk day. For the standard recipe, you need 1 cup of whatever that is. Let's take almonds for instance. And you soak it in water. Make sure you have twice as much water as you have of those nuts in a bowl or a pan or anything you got handy. Soak it overnight, minimum 5 hours. So if you start in the morning and you want to have it by night, you can do that too. And then the next day, drain it. Take all that water out. So you just have the little plump nuts, because they grow when they soak. Or that rice. Even the coconut just gets bigger. It's just a fact. It's soaking in all that water. And after you drain it, to your 1 cup that you started with, well, now it's no longer 1 cup because it's grown. You add 3 cups of water. And decide on that sweetener. I'm going to put 2 dates in this recipe, but you could use 3. Or 2 tablespoons of honey, 2 tablespoons of white sugar, your little sweet and low, that's up to you. I don't know about that one. To each his own, really. And use the strongest blender you got. Then you're gonna turn it on and blast those nuts. They're gonna get all chopped up into little teensy little pieces, and that's gonna take about 1 minute, if not more, because you really want it finely ground. And after that step, you're gonna need your nut milk bag. Because you're making something so healthy, I use a 100% organic cotton nut milk bag. My friend Lucinda, who's vegan, taught me all about nut milk bags. In fact, she made this one. This bag is made with 100% organic cotton. In fact, if you've ever made nut milk, you probably know that most bags out there are made out of polyester, which is plastic. So I think it kind of defeats the purpose of being really organic when you're drinking these milks. Lucinda also came up with the most incredible tie, because the other ones you have to like fumble with it and tie it. Well, how can you do that when the thing is all floppy with water in the bag? It's very hard to put the tie on. So she made one that's one-handed to get it tight so you don't spill what you just put in your bag. Then you just need to pour it into your bag. You know, stick it in a bowl or a measuring cup and you gather it together and then you put in that tie. That tie is a specially made design tie. It has a special elasticity to it and a way that it gathers itself by just pulling on it that you can do with just 1 hand or 2. Those other bags, most of them have drawstrings. And how are you going to do that and keep your milk in that bag without spilling over and making a mess? That's why Lucinda researched and researched until she found that very, very special tie. And then after it's in the bag and it's all tied up and you squeeze it hard to get it out. You can see how it's coming out of the bag and it's dripping out. That's the pistachio milk. And that's the thickness of it. Look at that color. It really tastes great too. I just love watching her fill those bottles with the milk because you really get to see the thickness and consistency of it. But she also does a method with a press, and we're gonna get to that. When you get the bag, you get that tie. She's put it together as a kit. Below there's gonna be a link to get one of Lucinda's nut milk bags. She's an amazing woman and she makes them all herself. She doesn't have a team making them. So when you click the link below, you're going to get one of Lucinda's bags. and she has it on Amazon. She's really figured things out. I admire her so much. Lucinda had another idea. You could actually hang this, it's strong enough, onto a hook in your kitchen, and it will leach out by itself. And then after a couple of hours, you just squeeze the last part of it out. She's so inventive. The thing is, making so much nut milk, especially for a family, your hands just kind of get carpal tunnel. It gets really tough. So in Lucinda's kitchen, where this footage is coming from, she made these with a special press. This is a tabletop, inexpensive press. You can press grapes in it, all kinds of things. But she found that that was the easiest way for her to make a lot of quantity of nut milks, or rice milks, or coconut milks, whatever kind of milk, all the kinds of milk. Here is Lucinda putting it in her press. She just puts it in there, lines the bottom of the metal basket, and as it's propped up, then she takes all of that beautiful nut milk and she pours it in. It goes right to the top. I mean, she makes a lot of quantity whenever she makes this. The amount she has in her blender is the exact same recipe that I'm putting on the back of this video. Then all you need to do is gather the top of your nut milk bag and then put the tie on. And then you grab the tie and you cinch it up by pulling one end. It's so easy. It's a rubber band type of material. It's really an amazing tie, and it comes with every nut milk bag. And then on this particular press she just winds it down to get the lid on top of that nut milk bag. The press is really interesting. She purchases on top of her sink, and then she has the pipe that comes with it drain right into her vessel, whether it's a milk bottle or whatever you want to use at your house. Maybe a measuring cup, anything you want to cover in plastic and put in your fridge to keep it is fine. Then you just keep twisting that press over and over until you squeeze out all the liquid into your bottle. And that part only takes about less than a minute. It doesn't take long at all. And it's not too hard. I could even do it. But Lucinda is the master. And give it the final tilt.
So there's the ridge. It kind of comes out, so you have to back it out again and scrunch it so that that ridge isn't stuck in there. Scrunch it up like that.
And there you have your first batch. Now that's the almond milk. And that's how much quantity you get out of that 1 cup of almonds. I wanted to show you the consistency. So here's Lucinda putting a little teaspoon in and flipping it about so you can see how thick that milk is. Now watch it pour into the jar. Look at that. That actually is the pumpkin milk, made from pumpkin seeds. It's a little bit of green. Now look at her stir around the coconut milk and she pours it in. I wanted you to see that consistency. And this is the pistachio milk. It's a little thicker, and it's definitely the greenest out of all of the milks. I've learned so much from my friend Lucinda about making these milks. I had made a video about making almond milk years before, but she really is the pro, and she shared this with me. She knows I'm a nut for lattes, so she made almond milk, and she frothed it for me. You can't froth almond milks you get at the store, because they won't froth. I've worn out a battery on my frother trying to do that. Lucinda has a professional frother, and there she is proving that you can froth it. I had this recipe from her. It's fantastic in my lattes. She's got that machine and it's going at it and it works great. But I tell you, I like these little things. This is like $6 on Amazon. So whether you like the professional frother or these little things, the almond milk is the only one out of all these milks that will froth up. And you have to have it really cold when you froth it. And then if you want to heat it for your latte, you stick it in your microwave. That's the tip of the day. Wow, look at that pour. It's like a professional barista made that. That's just a gorgeous latte and tastes just as good as it looks. Lucinda knows I love the coconut the best, so she made some very special coconut cream. I wanted you to take a look at this. It's thicker because she's just used less water. She used half the amount of water to make that. Well, that's simple. Look at her stir that up with a spoon and look how thick it is as it coats that spoon. That's lusciousness. Adding half a teaspoon of vanilla really enhances that flavor. I love it. And on all the milks, you can add vanilla to the recipe. It's optional from 1/2 teaspoon to 1 teaspoon. It's good to go. I would only use the vanilla though if you were adding a sweetener. That's the trick. Otherwise, it's going to taste a little bitter. So maybe you just prefer cream with your coffee. Any of these varieties can make that cream for your coffee. Just use half the amount of water. Look at it go into your coffee. Wow. Isn't that great? Look how independent you can be. with making your own milks. Vegan, non-dairy, so healthy for you. That is one healthy cup of coffee. What a great way to start your day with the cream you made yourself from either your rice, your oats, your nuts, your coconuts, anything you like. You can experiment with all of these in your own kitchen, so easy and so fast. These are the bottles I have right before me today. To get Lucinda's nut milk bags, click the link below in the description box. They are super reasonably priced. She's just an amazing giver on this planet. She's right now volunteering her time to make masks for the coronavirus, and she's making hundreds of them to give to the food bank for the volunteers that are giving out the food. She's a loving woman. Everyone is made with her love, and she chose to make these because she wanted the most organic bag with every part of it to be organic. She said, well, Rebecca, but the tie isn't. The tie is made of rubber. But that's what you needed. It doesn't touch your food product, so that was okay. I said, listen to no guilt on the tie. I hope you love the recipe, and I hope you love the nut milk bags from Lucinda. They're really amazing. She's amazing. The recipe is amazing. And so I hope you and your family are very healthy and doing well, and that you try these great almond milk or pistachio milk, cashew milks, coconut milks, rice milks, oatmeal milks, anything you got. And I'm sure you probably have 5 varieties right now in your kitchen. I hope you make them, and write a comment below and tell me how they turn out, and tell me what you want me to make next. And subscribe to my channel. I'm Rebecca Brand. Ring that bell for notifications. That's really important. Otherwise, you'll never see what I'm making or what I'm doing. It really means a lot that you're watching this video, so thank you. And I'll see you next time with another great recipe for life. Oh, Rebecca, try the milk. Okay. I'm going to try the coconut milk. I can't believe I waited this long. This has been sitting there in front of me. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, it smells so good. Mm. Wow. Mm. And some more. Delicious. They last about 5 days in your refrigerator, so enjoy them. Okay, now I'm done. See you next time. Bye.